The penthouse is going to be rough, but it's still doable. But we're going to go ahead and do Stonehenge, Park Road, Wildcat, all of that stuff. So that would start from here. You're at the parking area for the camping, and we'll do that when they're on. You got Park Road, full sport, and for heavy metal. All right, so now we're going to do, this is what's called Wildcat Mountain. So we just came up that ridge trail. So you got a Wildcat over there and you have Wildcat here. So we're going to go and show you what the Wildcat Mountain is. This is fairly easy because you have multiple ways to go up it. Big shelves, you can avoid the shelves. You want to get used to lofting over them. So practice that. Easier route. This is your dual sport or heavy metal. You know, practice all the opportunities you have. That's one thing that you are going to need it. So a good example of that will be right here. You're coming up and just loft the front end right up over that. I'm not going to do this because I've showed you this. This is pretty much a lot of this shelf rocky stuff. It just turns around up there. You can keep on going, but for the purposes of the beginner, we're going to just show you that loop, and then we're going to go through the other Wildcat loop and show you that. And this is pretty straightforward. I mean, just go up the way you came, watch out for the rocks. You can actually go down a different way if you want. This is fairly tame. You can go right, you can come up that right, or this. I find this to be easier, personally. Practice that. Get that front end up. You want to know what it feels like so that when you actually need it, you can call on it. Because you may be coming around something and you don't really know what's there, or it surprised you. So here's the Wildcat trailhead, so we'll try this. It's probably going to be really muddy, so I don't know if I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to skip this for today just because it's so muddy. But we'll give it a shot. We'll try. It's fairly tame, from what I remember. It's just a loop, so it's going to eventually come back this way. That's my understanding, but we're going to find out. It is two-way traffic, so just be aware of that. So again, you got lots of mud, but you have options. You're really going to be stuck going through the mud on this one, just because you're not really going to have a choice. You're just going to be better off just going through this, no matter what it means. You know, once in the mud, stuck in the mud, you're in the mud. But there's a lot of way around that. Every opportunity you have to jump a hole, do it. It's practice. There's plenty of opportunities. Yeah, it's more work, but that's, you know. Okay, so this is fairly tame from what I remember. So we're just going to come down this. Nothing too bad. A little shelf right there. We will have to come back up that. So just be aware when you're doing this, when you're coming down these things, you're going to have to come back up. So this will be my first time going up that, or even coming down it. So this is all new terrain for me. loop around? I don't know. We're going to find out. This is Wildcat. Never been on Wildcat? This is Wildcat. I don't think it's going to be anything super dangerous, meaning get to a point where it's just going to be crazy. But we'll find out. So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm not worried about any of this coming back up it. So that's what I'm looking for. So that looks like a way around. I think this just loops around. So let's just take a look at it, see what we have. Okay, so you have this up and around. That's a big pit right there. So go for it. You feel like it. So another way there. It looks like this is closed. So this is the loop. So we'll go back down here. This is motorcycle, but it does show ATV and UTV. So that's going to let me know that it's semi-safe. But we'll take a look. You can always turn around. All right. So I can already see the way out, which is this way. Stay loose. Let the bike move. Don't be intimidated by the boulders. Just throw them. Alright, so there's another spur off there. This all looks fairly tame. But we'll see. You never know what's around the corner, right? Big old watermelon. Okay, so this, don't know if this circles around, if this gets us back to here, the way we came, not sure, but we will find out. I don't recognize this. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. We have a nice little ridge here to battle. Still friendly for the AT, but advanced. Alright, so now we got this. So if we're going to do this and commit to it, we're going to go up on the, it looks like there's a way around that. So let's, for you guys' sake, but if I would go on to the far left and just go up around that. So let's see what we got here. Rocky, but doable. Gets you around that. As I thought, that was let's just take a look at it so we can see. You want to look at all your options. So you could, that was definitely doable to come through here, and it looks like you can go around and go straight up that. Let's try the straight up. Let's take a look. I'm not sure what's at the top of that, but we're going to find out. Try not to stop. Stopping's only going to get you in trouble. We'll take a break. So there was quite a few options here. I'm trying to, not blow over it so I can show you. All of this looks pretty tame except for right there. If you came up this way and you ended up too close to, you better be ready to lift that front end. So we're pretty good right here because this would have been the right track right here going up and keeping to the left. Again, you don't know what's beyond that. So engine's only 207. I've had it up to 210 before. So I've taken, I would take this outside, and as soon as I could see, I would see whether I need the crossover or what. I can see up there a little bit that I can see some light. So it tells me that there's a trail up there. So being I'm in a favorable position, I'm going to take a little break. I know I'm not in the best spot, but what I want to do is I want to walk down to right about over there so that I can just blast right up this. So Let's give that a shot. You can always put your kickstand down and do a pivot if you need to. So I'm pivoting the back end so that I can get a little bit more over. All right, I think I'm just gonna have to power through this. And once I get through this, I should be okay. Lean the bike into you if you can. But always be ready for it to fall that way. You don't want it to fall downhill. Okay, a little more favorable. So there's a lot of options. That's a big shelf on the right. So if you were in a better position, you can see what that looks like. If you were, so I was thinking, so if I would have came here and come up on the right side of that, which is my left, and just straight up that, I probably could have hopped those two shelves to the right. Now for me, this is a hard mount because I can't put it on the kickstand. I can lay the bike over and then pick it up from that side, or I can do the balance. So know the balance of your bike, right? So right now it's just neutral. I'm walking around it. Now I have a favorable spot. So if you make a plan, commit to it. So my plan is to go straight up there and try and hug the left. That may work, it may not work, but so you can see this is a more favorable way to get on the bike. Kickstand is up, we're ready. Commit to it. If that one rock right there wasn't there, I would be tempted to just blast. You know, you really could go right over that one rock right there where that tree is. And then just keep to the right. So options. The safe way may not make it in one shot. The very difficult right down the middle, up over that shelf. And then possibly an easier route to go. I'm not going to go down and try and go up that way. I'm just going to go straight up here because that rock is an easy rock. And I think if I loft over it, what's beyond it is fairly good. And if I just keep right, I think I'm okay. Or I can go left and then go around. So let's give it a shot. Let's put that all into motion. Let's just go the original route. Once you get going, be up and ready. Just keep going. Don't stop. Now you're up. Up and out. So that's Wildcat loops for you. Just go through the mud. It's gonna be safer. And if you come out here and ride, don't ride without gear. All right, so that was fairly, it was technical, but that's a prime example of putting all these skills together so that when you come up, because that is all unknown. I've never been down there. So that's all new to me. So I don't know what to expect. I wouldn't take the AT on that just because. Excuse me. Just because I'm not into working that much. Okay, so we just came from Wildcat. Now we're going to continue this way. You can either go back down if that was your loop and you wanted to finish that. But now we can continue up this way, which we're going to end up on the North Pole route. So there's one I've been curious about. It's one on the left here. It looks fairly easy. We're going to try it. Doesn't look like anything we haven't tackled before. Remember, just keep the momentum. Very easy. It's all about being committed and also confident. You know, every time I hesitate, that's when I have a problem. All right, so we're gonna go, we can go up this, but we're gonna go left and we may turn around and go all the way up this. I'm sorry, we're gonna go right. So this is all, I've done this on my previous ones, but this is North Pole. So we actually did come down that earlier. So if you wanted to create a loop out of this, you can take, there's an out up here, but I don't really think it's that bad. So now we just came up to the North Pole run. It's all easy, fun, good practice, lofty. Hard enduro, guys. You can take that left. That's a fun jump right there. You just gotta make sure it's clear. All of these. So that would have been that other spur, which doesn't, I'd have to walk it to see if that was something I'd want to do. Same thing with this one. It looks like a lot of shells, but it doesn't look like it's impossible. Okay, so now this guy is in my line. So I need to decide whether I'm going to take his line, which I should because the rest of that is pretty washed out. And then I'll just go past him. You know, sometimes you got to go around them. It's a way that you normally wouldn't go, but that's what you were dealt. I like straddling those ridges because this really isn't that bad. So you got the bypass here. I've never walked that, so I'll walk it today. This is hard enough as it is right here. So it looks pretty wicked, but it really isn't. Follow up it. This one you can go right down the middle. Wheelie up over there, set up for this next one. This next one's going to be to the left. Got rocks. Don't panic. So I got bounced off my line. I kept going. If you're going to stop anywhere, this is a good stop. So I just don't know if I can hold with the front brake. Okay. So that one was just a, got bounced off my line and lost my momentum. But you gotta take what you're given like that. What we have here. This is all again going to be pretty easy. Just go right down the middle of it. The only brake I would use is the front brake. Right now I'm just doing engine. My back is shot, so I'm not gonna do the baby back because we already did that. I'm gonna show you the easy route out of here. Looks intimidating, but it's not. Right down the middle, you've got multiple going. Keep going. That's an out right there. So we're just going to show you how easy this is. We'll probably move back around. That's third gear. Fairly easy, fairly tame. Even this coming up here is going to be fairly easy, fairly tame. And then we'll be to our out. Just coasting in third gear. You can go a lot faster. You just need to get used to having your hard braking for when you come up to this kind of stuff. So from here, fairly easy, second gear. Looks intimidating if you were advanced. Go left, if you're not. Go right. Just ride right down the middle or to the right. And it doesn't get any harder, so I'm going to cross over here to the loose. You can go straight if you feel like it, but I don't, so I'm going to go here. Now this might be just as challenging or not, but this is fairly easy. You'll be good with this. You're going to have a little uphill after this. Right now I'm taking the most easiest route, the least amount of energy. My back's not feeling that good. And then we got this little uphill here, which is really, I mean, I'm just going to putt up this to show you that it's not really, you can blast up this. You can continue to go on the left side, or you can cut it, which I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to go to the right, just because it's more direct, and it keeps my flow. Fairly slowly. Lots of traffic. See if I can't get around these guys. They're usually pretty good about that. Yeah, I gotta wait for him. Can't really stop in the middle of it. For me, I gotta just go for it. I have a way of stopping if I need to, but just commit to it. One of the times I came down with the AT, there wasn't that big rock there, so I was able to just come down this way, which is the preferred way. So you can see this is fairly open. Okay, now always take advantage of those. So this one, I wouldn't recommend jumping off of unless you're fairly experienced, because if you land wrong, you're going to be in a bunch of mess. So I'm just using front brake right now. When I have good traction, I'm just using front brake. And now I'm going to go around. Thank you. Just power over that stuff. There's no need to go through it. we'll stop and we can look at the sign and see where we end up at. I know that there's the crossroads up here is, if you want to take Baby back, you go left. If you want to head back, you go right. That I do know for sure. So I'm going to go back because I've already done Baby back today and I don't feel like doing it with my back feeling the way it is. So this tells me right here, Park Road. That was North Pole. We started out at the North Loop and then we came through the North Pole.